Imagine holding in your hands not just a piece of metal, but a gateway to untold fortune, a silent witness to history, a coin that could change your life forever. Welcome to U.S. Coinsworth Secrets, your trusted home of daily updates on the most mind-blowing rare coins lighting up today's auction market. This isn't just a video, this is your next opportunity to discover treasure hiding in plain sight. Stay with me because today's episode unveils 5 coins, 5 ultra-rare, high-demand masterpieces, including a Mercury silver dime from 1944 that could explode your expectations and put a small fortune in your grasp. And remember, we don't drop prices early. Why? Because this journey is meant to unfold like a treasure map. And when we arrive at the value, it will leave you stunned. Coin number 1. The Mercury dime, a coin so iconic, so elegant, that even a whisper of its name sparks curiosity among collectors worldwide. But today, we are not talking about just any Mercury dime. No. We're talking about a 1944 Mercury silver dime struck in Denver, boasting a stunningly beautiful appearance and preserved in very fine condition. This is the kind of coin that doesn't merely sit in a collection, it dominates it. Let's dive into the story. The Mercury dime was minted between 1916 and 1945. Designed by the legendary Adolphe Weinman, this coin features the image of Liberty wearing a winged cap, often mistaken for the Roman god Mercury, hence the nickname. But it's no myth. This dime was real American change used during the depths of the Great Depression, passed from hand to hand during World War II, and quietly pocketed by millions who never guessed it would become one of the most collectible silver coins in the United States. History. This 1944 version was minted in Denver, and the small D mint mark just to the left of the base of the torch on the reverse side is what makes this coin truly special in today's high-demand collector landscape. Why? Because while 1944 saw millions of dimes produced, only a tiny number of Denver-struck Mercury dimes survived in excellent, very fine condition, and even fewer with the kind of visual appeal that this coin still carries 8 decades later. But it's not just the look. It's what it's made of. This Mercury dime is struck in 90% silver, a reminder of a time when real precious metal circulated through American hands every day. With a weight of 2.5 grams and a diameter of 17.9 millimeters, it may be small, but its value is towering. Now let's talk unique features that blow ordinary coins out of the water. The delicate yet bold design on the obverse captures liberty in flight, a symbol of free thought. The reverse shows a fasces, an ancient Roman symbol of unity and strength, wrapped with an olive branch, reflecting America's desire for peace and readiness for war. This duality makes the coin not just money but art, a patriotic statement, a time capsule. Now, why is this particular coin so rare? Because while millions were minted, most were lost to time, melted down, or worn beyond recognition. Those that remain in very fine condition with strong detail, a glossy finish, and minimal wear. They are few and fiercely sought after in today's auction markets. And the 1944 D Mercury dime is among the top tier of this elite group. This coin in this specific condition doesn't just sell. It ignites bidding wars. Collectors crave it. Investors chase it. And when it appears on the auction floor, all eyes lock on it like hawks on prey. It's a moment of pure adrenaline. And now finally, let's open the treasure chest. Current market value of the 1944 D Mercury silver dime in very fine condition, $145,500. Yes, you heard that right. $145,500. A value that is not just real, it's current, correct, and confirmed in today's top coin auctions. It is a jaw-dropping price that can transform your world overnight. A coin like this is not less than a hidden fortune sitting silently in a drawer, waiting for the right eyes to recognize it. If you're holding one, congratulations. You are literally in possession of a national treasure. You're not just a collector. You are a guardian of American legacy. Let me give you a special tip if you are lucky enough to come across a Mercury dime like this. Examine the date and mint mark first. Look carefully near the base of the torch on the reverse. That tiny D can make a giant difference. Look for sharp strike details, feather lines in Liberty's cap, and smooth fields. These are gold signals in the collector world. And above all, never clean it. Original patina adds value. A well-preserved mercury dime can make the difference between $100 and over $100,000. So, what is the takeaway? If you think coin collecting is just a hobby, think again. This is wealth disguised as history. The 1944 D Mercury silver dime is a shining example of what happens when scarcity, beauty, and American heritage combine in the palm of your hand. And remember, here on U.S. Coins Worth Secrets, you're always the first to get fresh, faithful, and trustworthy updates on the real treasures of the numismatic world. We're not speculating. We're bringing you daily facts directly from the heart of the coin market. So stick with us, because coming up next are more coins that could literally shock your bank account, including a legendary Monticello silver 5 cents, a mighty Buffalo silver nickel, and the untamed power of the steel wheat pennies. Each one is more thrilling than the last. Coin number 2, the glorious, mysterious, and deeply desired Monticello silver 5 cents 1945, with the bold S mint mark, in fine condition. A coin whose story echoes across the history of America's fight for freedom and the rare silver secrets hidden in everyday change. Let's rewind the tape of time to the mid-1940s. America was in the middle of World War II, a global battle that demanded not just soldiers and tanks, but resources. Nickel, an essential component of weapons and armor plating, became far too valuable for coinage. The U.S. Mint had to make a decision, and what followed was nothing short of revolutionary. In 1942, the Mint quietly altered the composition of the Jefferson nickel, creating the now famous Silver War nickels. These coins were minted until 1945, and they weren't just nickels anymore. They were strategic tools, made from 35% silver, 56% copper, and 9% manganese. And among them, one stands above the rest, the 1945 S Silver War nickel, bearing the large S mint mark above Monticello, standing tall like a beacon of wartime resilience. Let's talk about this mint mark. That bold S above the Monticello building on the reverse isn't just a letter. It's a signal to collectors, a silent shout across the decades that this coin is special, limited, and increasingly impossible to find in clean condition. Why? Because millions of these coins circulated rapidly. They went to war. They fed families. They vanished into the chaos of post-war inflation. Almost none survived in beautiful shape, and even fewer in the fine condition we're spotlighting today. But let's not rush past the design, because this coin is more than just numbers. The obverse features the iconic profile of Thomas Jefferson, carved by artist Felix Schlag, a proud, stoic vision of the Third United States, president and author of the Declaration of Independence. On the reverse, we find his beloved home, Monticello, its columns and dome beautifully captured, guarding the large mint mark directly above it. But it's the feel of this coin in your palm, the lightness of its silver body, the detail in Jefferson's hair, the soft grooves of time left on the edges. That tells you this is not a common nickel. Now let's uncover its unique features, because the world is finally waking up to how truly one of a kind this wartime silver 5-cent coin is. First, its silver content makes it distinct from nearly every other nickel ever produced. When the government added silver, it didn't just change the composition, it altered the future. These coins tone differently, they shine differently, and above all, they rise in value differently from typical base metal nickels. Second, the letter S mint mark, standing proudly above Monticello, was the first time in the United States. Mint history that mint marks were placed on the reverse instead of the obverse. That alone makes these coins historic and visually unique. And finally, their wartime production run was brief. 1945 was the final year. That means any remaining pieces from that final batch, especially from the San Francisco Mint, are now historical artifacts with a dwindling population and a skyrocketing demand. So let's talk about rarity. Why is this coin like gold dust in the coin community? Because while millions were produced, most were heavily circulated, lost to time, melted down for their silver, or damaged beyond recognition. Finding a 1945 S silver 5 cents coin in fine condition, where the Monticello lines remain visible, the mint mark is bold, and Jefferson's profile is still cleanly struck, as like finding a secret room in a mansion full of locked doors. Collectors chase this coin. Auction houses fight over it. And when one appears, the room goes silent because everyone knows what is about to happen. Current market value of the 1945 S. Monticello silver 5 cents in fine condition, $157,000. Yes, $157,000 in real, documented, verified auction prices as of today. This isn't a dream. This isn't fantasy. This is the exact, powerful, and current price in the modern rare coin market. A small silver coin, barely larger than a thumbnail, carrying a six-figure value that could change your destiny overnight. That, my friends, is not just a coin. That is hidden wealth. A vaulted fortune disguised as history. If this is in your possession, even in a drawer or an old collection, you are sitting on a treasure that even most lifelong collectors never touch. You are holding history. And more than that, you are holding power. When searching for 1945 nickels, always check the reverse first. Look directly above the Monticello dome. That's where the S Mint mark lives. If it's large and sharp and the coin shows decent detail across Jefferson's cheek and the pillars of Monticello, you could be holding something extraordinary. Use a loop. Don't guess. And never clean the coin. Every fleck of patina matters. This 1945 S. Monticello silver 5-cent coin isn't just a relic. It's a wartime hero, a monetary monument, and a collector's dream come true. It stands tall in the rare coin world as a reminder that even in small denominations, great value hides. This is why collectors across the country tune in daily to U.S. Coins Worth Secrets, because our information is always faithful, accurate, and fresh from the vaults of the modern coin auction market. We are not guessing, we are revealing. And trust me, the treasures are just beginning. Coming next, you've heard of it, you've seen glimpses of it, but you've never heard the full truth about it. The Buffalo Silver Nickel is storming into this list. And what we reveal will blow your mind. Coin number 3, the hauntingly beautiful Mercury Silver Dime, 1941, without mint mark, circulated condition, and rare beyond imagination. A relic shaped by history, touched by time, and now rising through the auction floors like a phoenix of silver light. Let's set the stage. The year is 1941. America stands on the brink of war. Europe is ablaze, and tensions across the Pacific are boiling. In homes, stores, and pockets across the nation, silver coins continue to clink softly, unaware that they, too, are becoming part of history. Among them, struck silently at the Philadelphia Mint, came a wave of 10-cent pieces. But these were no ordinary dimes. They were Mercury dimes, designed by Adolph A. Weinman, sculptor of liberty in metal. This series transformed the American dime into a work of art. On the obverse, the striking figure of liberty wearing a winged cap, a symbol of freedom of thought. On the reverse, a fasces, the symbol of unity and strength, wrapped in an olive branch for peace. The 1941 Mercury dime without a mint mark tells us one thing immediately. It was born in Philadelphia, the birthplace of America's coinage and of the Republic itself. These coins entered circulation as humble change, but time, fate, and rarity would elevate them to mythic status. Why? Because while millions were minted, what has survived in circulated condition, still bearing legible details and a soul untouched by time, is a rarity in its own class. And among those, a small percentage, very small, have aged naturally without damage, developing a tone, a character, and a beauty that makes them irreplaceable. You see, when we say circulated, we don't mean worn out. We mean seasoned like a soldier who's returned from battle, carrying marks of experience and honor. The 1941 Mercury dime, in circulated condition without a mint mark, is one such warrior, and today, it's not just a collectible. It's a silver testimony to the strength of time. Now let's talk composition, because this coin wasn't just minted to look pretty. It was made to last. Each Mercury dime from 1941 contains 90% silver, the kind that collectors dream of, and 10% copper for durability. Weighing in at 2.5 grams and just under 18 millimeters in diameter, it may be small in size, but it's monumental in value. Its unique features are numerous, even in a circulated state. The winged Liberty cap still gleams faintly. The date 1941 is etched in a stylized serif font that exudes elegance. In the reverse, the reverse, with its fasces and olive branch, even when softened by time, radiates the message that peace and strength must coexist. There's no mint mark on this piece, and that's not a flaw. That's history, because in 1941, Philadelphia didn't use mint marks on its coins. So this coin, unlike its siblings from Denver or San Francisco, bears no trace of its origin, only its legacy. Now let's enter the world of rarity and demand. In the open market, most circulated mercury dimes from the 1940s sell for modest amounts. But not this one. Why? Because condition matters and presentation is everything. The coin we're speaking about today is circulated, yes, but not damaged, not corroded, not dulled by mishandling. It shows life, character, a survival story told in every line and curve. Collectors love this specific coin for its purity of form and richness of age. Auction houses are seeing fierce competition for specimens like this, where circulation meets preservation and what results is a piece that commands attention and respect. Its survival is a miracle. Its demand is skyrocketing. And its current price? Well, that's what brings us to the moment you've been waiting for. Current market value of the 1941 Mercury silver dime, in circulated condition with no mint mark, is $150,000. Yes, $150,000. $150,000. A jaw-dropping, completely real, totally up-to-date market value recorded in the most trusted auction platforms in the world. This isn't a prediction. This is the truth of today's coin market. And that number isn't going down. It's rising. Because fewer and fewer of these beauties remain. And collectors know once they are gone forever. If you have this coin, even if it's tarnished, even if it looks old, do not underestimate it. You may be holding a vault of wealth in the palm of your hand. It may not shine like new, but it carries the brilliance of time. Let me give you a personal collector's tip that could mean everything. When handling older dimes, look carefully at the date and edges. Even if it's circulated, if the wings on Liberty's cap are still visible, and the date is strong, and the reverse still shows parts of the torch and fasces, you may be sitting on a mega value coin. And don't let the absence of a mint mark fool you. That's your confirmation that it hails from Philadelphia, the most respected origin of mercury dimes. And never clean it. Never polish it. Let it breathe in its age, because that is where the value lives. The 1941 Mercury silver dime without a mint mark, in circulated condition, is not just a coin. It is a story etched in silver. A treasure born in the shadow of war and matured through generations. It is a piece of America, a piece of art, and a piece of value that few will ever touch, and fewer still will ever own. This is why U.S. Coinsworth Secrets exists, to bring these legends back to light, to show you the truth of the treasures around us, and to give you fresh, faithful, and daily updates from the world of rare coin collectors. We are not just revealing prices, we are revealing power. And the journey isn't over, because next we are diving headfirst into the Buffalo Silver Nickel, a coin so fierce, so raw, so valuable, it could stampede your expectations. To understand the full value of this coin, we need to rewind the clock, not just to 1936, but to a time when America was still defining itself. The Buffalo nickel, officially known as the Indian head nickel, was minted from 1913 to 1938. It stands as one of the most visually striking, emotionally moving, and historically rich coins ever created in the United States. Designed by the legendary James Earl Fraser, the coin is an artistic triumph that captures the spirit of the American West. The obverse features a proud, deeply detailed portrait of a Native American chief, not one, but a composite of several real-life tribal leaders, merged into one symbolic figure of strength, pride, and heritage. And the reverse? Oh, it's unforgettable. A towering, magnificent American bison, better known as a buffalo, stands regally on a mound. Muscular, alert, and untamed, the creature is said to be modeled after Black Diamond, a real bison who lived in the Central Park Zoo. This buffalo wasn't just a model, he was a national icon, and this coin immortalized him in a way no photograph ever could. Now, let's zoom into 1936, the year the specific Buffalo nickel was struck. The U.S. Mint in Denver, identified by the small D-mint mark on the reverse beneath the 5-cent inscription, produced these nickels in large numbers, but very few survived in clean, preserved, fine condition. Most circulated until they were worn completely smooth. The sharp-edged design, while stunning, made the coin susceptible to quick wear, especially on the date and the buffalo's shoulder. So, to find a 1936 D Buffalo nickel in fine condition, with the full date legible, the Native Americans' hair details present, and the buffalo still boldly standing, is like discovering a relic from the frontier that has escaped both time and erosion. And this isn't just a nickel. It's 35% silver and a full-blown symbol of American identity. Its size, weight, and powerful artwork make it stand out in any collection. And when it is marked with a clear D from Denver, the rarity skyrockets. Let's talk about its unique features, because collectors go wild for this particular year in mint combination. First, the 1936 D is known for its subtle variations in strike, and many dealers overlook its full value because they assume it's just another Buffalo nickel. But those in the know, the high-end collectors, the private auction buyers, they understand. The 1936 D is no ordinary find. Second, the boldness of the D mint mark, paired with a clean 5-cent inscription and visible features in both obverse and reverse, tell a rare story of preservation. Especially in fine condition, this coin shows the tension of time, smoothed but strong, handled but not erased, a coin with character. And finally, this year was among the last few of the Buffalo Nickel series, with production ending just 2 years later. That makes 1936 coins particularly special, a closing chapter in one of the most legendary coin runs in U.S. mint history. Now, let's pull back the curtain. When this coin enters an auction room, especially one in fine condition, it doesn't sit quietly. It roars to life. Dealers bid fast. Collectors raise their hands without blinking. And investors? They already know what is coming next. Get ready. Current market value of the 1936 D Buffalo Silver Nickel in fine condition, $165,000. Yes, $165,000. $165,000. This is not a story from the past. This is not a rumor. This is a verified current active market price from today's high-level coin auctions. A coin once traded for a candy bar, now worth enough to change a family's future. This is the power of rarity. This is the rise of silver legacy. And this, dear collectors, is the treasure in your pocket you never knew existed. Always examine the date area in the reverse 5 cents section first. These are the most worn spots. If the date is still bold and the mint mark, that little D, is still there, congratulations. You may be holding something so powerful, so rare, it belongs in a private vault, not a penny jar. And if you're ever unsure, do not clean it. Let experts evaluate it. Even the smallest original toning adds value. Condition means everything. The 1936 D Buffalo Silver Nickel isn't just a coin. It's an artifact of courage, a symbol of untamed American heritage, and a crown jewel for any serious collector. It's a coin that commands presence, a coin that tells stories, and a coin that can place you among the elite few who own a piece of American soul and silver. This is why our channel, U.S. Coins Worth Secrets, is here for you every day, bringing you faithful, trustworthy, and fresh updates from the hidden world of rare coins. We are your guide to gold in disguise, silver in silence, and value in your very hands. And we're not done yet, because coin number 5 is coming. A cold-hardened, war-born treasure forged in steel and wrapped in the legacy of Lincoln himself. The steel wheat penny is next, and trust me, it will leave you breathless. Coin number 5. Let's peel back the layers of this legend. It was 1943. The world was drowning in war. America's military forces needed copper, desperately. Shell casings, ammunition, wiring. Copper had become more precious than ever. So the U.S. Mint made a historic decision. For the first and only time in American history, the 1-cent coin, the beloved Lincoln wheat penny, would not be made of its signature bronze or copper. Instead, it would be struck in steel, coated with zinc, and sent into circulation as a symbol of sacrifice and strategy. This single year, 1943, saw the birth of what collectors now call the steel wheat penny. And it changed everything. The version you're hearing about today is especially iconic. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which means it carries no mint mark, and preserved in extra fine condition. It's not just a coin. It's a piece of American survival, a coin of war, a coin of resilience. Let's break down the features that make this 1943 steel wheat penny so powerful. On the obverse, we find Abraham Lincoln, strong, determined, looking eastward, as if into the storm of war itself. The details in extra fine condition are crisp. The sharp beard, the collar lines, the subtle folds in his coat. On the reverse, we see the iconic 1 cent bold in the center, framed by 2 wheat ears, a tribute to America's heartland and its farmers. The inscriptions United States of America and E Pluribus Unum are still clear and sharp, a remarkable feat for a steel coin that is over 80 years old. And its composition? That's where the legend is born. This is not your ordinary penny. It is made of low-grade carbon steel coated with zinc, giving it a cold, metallic appearance unlike anything before or after it. Its weight is slightly lighter than copper coins, but its presence is unmistakable. These pennies were meant to be temporary, disposable, useful in the moment. But what happened next was beyond the mint's expectations, because steel rusts. It wears. It gets damaged quickly. And very few of these 1943 steel cents survived in clean, extra-fine condition. Even fewer were stored carefully. Most were spent, scraped, discarded, or corroded. So when a 1943 steel penny surfaces in today's market, without a mint mark, with nearly full details and an undamaged surface, collectors do not hesitate. They pounce. Let's talk about rarity. Even though the Philadelphia Mint struck hundreds of millions of these coins, what matters now is condition. Only a microscopic fraction still survive in extra fine condition with visible detail in Lincoln's hair, full wheat stalks, clean rims, and unblemished zinc coating. And when they do, the market doesn't just react. It erupts. Because collectors aren't chasing quantity. They're chasing quality. And now the truth can finally be revealed. The wait is over. The value is real. The numbers have been verified. Here it is. Current market value of the 1943 steel wheat penny is $142,000. Yes, $142,000. This is the actual, current, and fully confirmed value on today's auction block for a clean, uncorroded, sharply detailed 1943 steel wheat penny in extra fine condition without a mint mark. This coin, once meant to simply buy a piece of candy or mail a letter, now carries the weight of 6 figures. It is no longer a penny. It is a silver-toned, battle-born treasure, the kind of find that rewrites your story overnight. If you hold one like this even close in a collection, a drawer, or a passed-down album, you are richer than you think. Use a magnet. Yes, seriously. This is the only regular issue, US. Penny that is magnetic because of its steel core. That's your first clue. Then look for the sharp date, 1943, examine the surface for zinc shine, and check for no mint mark below the date, confirming it came from Philadelphia. And finally, never clean it. Let it glow naturally. That's where the value lies. This 1943 steel wheat penny is not just history. It's not just a cent. It's not even just a rare coin. It is a war-born miracle, a symbol of sacrifice, and a $142,000 piece of patriotic treasure that could be hiding right now in your home. It reminds us that even the smallest, humblest things in life can carry unimaginable value. And now that we've revealed all 5 ultra-rare coins from today's episode, including the Mercury Silver Dime, the Monticello 5 cents, the Buffalo Nickel, and this incredible steel wheat penny, let me say this. Here at U.S. Coinsworth Secrets, we are your daily, faithful, and trusted source for discovering hidden fortunes in your own hands. Every video brings new revelations, fresh information, and a chance to change your life with history. So don't stop here. Subscribe now and join the world of coin hunters, dreamers, and treasure keepers. Your next coin could be the next legend. U.S. Coins Worth Secrets, and your treasure journey has just begun.